Hello and happy Saturday, my friends. I'm very happy that you decided to check us out today. I have a great conversation with Ophira, Eisenberg, and Christian Finnegan, both of which will join me in Las Vegas on March 22nd and 23rd for Pod Jam, comedians, music, podcasts, and just hanging out. Can't wait to join them and you there, so get your tickets now. For more information on that, you can click right on the top of the show links, which accompany every single episode of this podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to it as well, because I can't do it without you. Christian and Ophira, always great when they join me together. On today's conversation, we talked about the Academy Awards snub of Barbie or not, the controversy with Cat Williams and black comedy. We talked about whether or not that happens in white comedy. Talked about that horrible story about Alabama failing to kill a man with lethal injection and then successfully doing it with a poison gas mask. Jon Stewart returning to The Daily Show, their daily routines. I asked them how they feel about Biden-Trump Part 2, and we started our conversation just talking about some of their daily routines, because always fun to talk about anything with Christian Finnegan and Ophira Eisenberg. Subscribe to their work. Christian writes a newsletter you can subscribe to at newmusicforolds.substack.com. Ophira hosts and produces a podcast called Parenting is a Joke. If you like me, you love them. I hope you'll subscribe to their work as well. All right. Well, Gareth Sever, who is going to join us in Las Vegas and perform for us, actually wrote this song. Maybe we can get him to perform this song as well. Christian Finnegan, Ophira Eisenberg. It's called Ophinnegan, folks. Take it away, Gareth.
Christian, Ophira, Finnegan, Christian, Finnenberg. However you slice them up, you get a different word. If you say it fast enough, you clearly sound absurd. When you say it louder, it sounds like they're real words. Christian, Ophira, Finnegan, Christian, Finnenberg. I don't think you're ready for what you haven't heard from Christian, Ophira, and Pete.
Others, good to see you both. Thank you for joining me here on the program.
Great to see you, Pete. Christian.
What a pleasure.
I know it's a huge pleasure for both of you. This is the best time of your week. There's no other time. What do you look forward to during your week? Do you have any standing things, Ophira?
I was just thinking of this morning when I woke up. I was like, I really should wake up feeling like I want to wake up. How do I do that? You know what? This sounds so ridiculous, and I'm surprised I'm even saying it, but I decided, kind of as a New Year's resolution, to try to work up to 40 push-ups a day. And so every day I try to do some push-ups, and right now I'm at 12. And I kind of look forward to, like, all right, I'm going to see how many push-ups I can do today. I kind of look forward to it. It takes literally a minute to do that. And that's right now what I mostly am thinking about.
That's
Wow.
good. That's a lovely thing.
Yeah. I think I'll probably get an injury before I hit 15, but what the hell? Keep going, everybody.
Well, you don't have like a Tuesday night book club or something?
I have no hobbies.
My wife is in a book club.
Yeah. I'm trying to perform every night, so I don't.
No, do we really?
But no, what else am I going to do? Okay, what else?
Well, Christian, what about you? Do you have anything that you weekly or daily have a?
Well, I am in a choir, as I think I've mentioned, and I did something a little crazy a couple days ago. I signed up for a 5 or 6 week collage class at 92Y.
Cool.
Completely. I don't know. It's a complete lark. I have no connection to like visual art or anything like that, but I've been doing this Artist's Way accountability group for the past few months. And there's 1 week where you get to where you have to sort of make a collage kind of thing. And I really just enjoyed it. And I'm trying to kind of go where my joy tells me to go a little bit. Like,
I love this,
and so fuck it. I'm going to do it. And it might be a complete, waste of time and money, but that starts in a few weeks. And so that'll be fun.
I love that. Will you show us your collages?
No, probably not.
Oh, are there private collages?
Are there what?
Is that like you don't make a collage to share? You make it's an internal collage?
It's just mostly cut out letters from magazines.
Yeah, I mean, some people would call them ransom notes, but I prefer to. I mean, maybe I will, but it's like I don't want to get too bogged down in whether I'm any good at it. I want to do my best to enjoy it.
Fair enough.
And not overthink it. I mean, maybe I will, but that's not the goal. My goal is not to be like, wait till the world gets a load of my collaging skills. You know?
No matter what your collage, no matter even if it's brilliant and wonderful, I'm going to be like, this is so gay.
Oh, I can show you the one I already did for my Artist Way one. Hold on a second.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Yes. I'm going to say it's gay. Just.
It's pretty large. It's
really wonderful, folks.
Wow.
It's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Can I ask you what, first of all, where do you buy magazines? Okay, that's a separate question.
That is honestly, it's funny because I had done this like 8 years ago. And even in the time since then, it's like people just don't have magazines laying around anymore. You know, we're so used to just having that stack of New Yorkers that you really intend to get to one day.
Oh,
yeah. You still got the stack of New Yorkers, huh?
I have two magazines that come to my house, The Atlantic and The Week.
Yeah. See, and those aren't really great collaging magazines. I mean, there's ads, of course.
For ransoms.
For ransoms, yes.
Well,
but,
I guess nobody wants the collage about Gaza.
Yeah. Oh, let's not do that.
Ooh. Can I ask you what the guidance was towards that collage? Was there a specific theme, or I couldn't really tell what the pictures were representing?
No, of course not. I don't remember what exactly it said to do. Like, I mean, some people do kind of more of like a vision boardy kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
right.
I don't, that's not, for me, I just enjoy literally just finding pictures that sort of juxtapose against, with themselves that feel not funny, but just kind of like pleasing or weird, I'm trying not to think it more than that.
I think it's so weird. I've been holding back, but it's such a coincidence because the one thing I look forward to every day is I do a push up on a collage I made.
Really? I could tell there's a bit coming there. I could feel it like rumbling down the tracks.
All right, let me ask you both this. This is how are we feeling, Christian Ophira, about Trump Biden 2? Overall, it's shaping up. We thought it would go this way. It could still change. Obviously, they're both old. Trump's got the legal issues and so on. But how are we gearing up? Are we going to be just focused on one day at a time, push-ups and collages, find the joy where it is? Because this is 9 years we've been dealing with Donald Trump now. He's still there. It's.
I'm just happy my tattoo will still be relevant.
I can bring back a lot of jokes.
Oh yeah, that definitely. Oh my God, yeah, a lot of comedians just like, oh, this is amazing.
I've got it all ready to roll.
I had to get rid of in 2021.
I can just change it ever so slightly. I will tell you this. My husband and I were talking about this last night, that we are sort of clearing space in our media watching with the assumption that we will be glued to the news again in a way that I don't want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's been interesting having a president who's traditional in his behavior and that he doesn't create a flood of shit all day, every day, where you're like, oh my God, and maybe he's going to nuke us as well. At the same time, it's been more calming just on that note, but as long as Trump is out there talking and tweeting or Truth Socialing and giving interviews and showing up at court and saying stuff, he says such crazy things all the time that he's a
content factory.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when people say they're like, oh, the media wants Trump to win. It's like, it's not an active thing of like them being like, oh yeah, definitely we want Trump back. But it's just a deluge of shiny objects every day, all day. And so it's like, it's just easier.
Something to write about. Right. Something to write about, something to react to, something to 1,000
which has
pieces.
Created an industry of millions and millions of dollars, from me to JL Covan to my friend Jojo from Jers, who are all like reacting to Trump, doing a Trump impression. I mean, like JL openly talks about how good Trump has been for him, but still, we wish it wasn't.
It's we're all rendered parasites.
And it's also like, it would be, so there's that. And then there's like, okay, well, Biden wasn't that. So it's two sides of the same coin. But wouldn't it be nice if there was just, I don't know, a third option? How about another option, everybody? It's like the fact that we have to go back.
There are only
there's nobody else. Like, talk about, it just shows how broken.
But in this context, though, there really isn't a third, because the people, well, no, there shouldn't be, and there can't be. I mean, because the people who love Trump are not going to be dissuaded from loving Trump. Like there's no second choice for them. So if you're offering a third choice, you're really only pulling from one candidate, really.
Right.
You
right.
know, I mean, that's
right.
But if you meant by third choice someone else to replace either one of them to still have it be a one-on-one, then we might end up with someone that could beat old Joe Biden. But if that were the case, if you didn't see Trump coming, maybe that's what old Joe Biden would have stepped down. I don't think he was ever going to step down and after one term and then, go down as one of the greatest presidents of all time. Opening the door for my pick, I'm sorry, it's a white guy. That Gavin Newsom, he is real good at talking to just about anybody from Hannity to Bill Maher to a conservative Republican. He makes a lot of sense real quick and an effective way. Hate to say it, but he's real good at it. Just saying.
I wonder, but I agree with you. Like every time I see him, sort of that joyful warrior thing that he has where he can kind of go into Hannity and with a smile on his face and not get all personal about it. And it's the same thing when you see like Mayor Pete. It's like, man, the guy's really good at sort of the verbal jujitsu. Yeah. But I also think that there's a lot of people's opinions of candidates are formed not by watching them. It's by reading about them and hearing about them. And I think Gavin Newsom is a guy that's really easy to attack when he's not on the screen. Do you know what I mean? That it's
he's a California liberal.
He's California liberal. He's also got some weird, just scandally kind of things in his past, with his marriage and stuff like that. What do you mean?
No.
He's perfect.
Okay.
He's
very parodyable, and I could see him becoming a caricature that even his rhetorical skills wouldn't be able to
that
fight.
Was amazing when you were like, what do you mean no?
It's so funny, though. I have to also just be like, I love that you said that what's what people read about them. I was like, people aren't reading, Christian.
Hear about them.
When I say reading, I mean absorbing. Consuming.
People talk about them.
And TikTok videos that they will be consuming.
There you go.
Right.
The comments.
Let's move away from
read the comments.
The presidential campaign. Talk about something equally as important: award shows. So, for both of you, award shows general, do you watch them? Do you care about them? You think about them? And specifically, Ophira, you must be outraged that Barbie got snubbed because you're a woman.
Well, that's right. I fit into every stereotype. I mean,
the director and the actress, it got like 8 nominations, but apparently it didn't get Best Director and Best Actress. Is it? Right. Do I have that right?
First of all, do you think that? I mean, I think award shows are a little ridiculous. I used to love them, but as time has progressed, I think they've so little merit. And I think the thing that the Golden Globes had, where they give an award, which Barbie won for, like, this is not what we chose. This is just the one that did the best, right? It was like the box office hit category, which is, it's sort of like that. We always talk about that scene in Mad Men where, one of the characters is like, well, you didn't even say thank you. And he's like, that's what the money's for. It's sort of like, you got the money. You got billions, just walk away.
It's only now where people have this idea that, like, if something is popular, it must be also honored as well. Like,
it's like
why
you did it?
Isn't it enough to just be the biggest selling movie in like history, especially non-comic book movie in history? Like, shouldn't that be enough? Like, I don't remember people like screaming to the rooftops that, I don't know, Home Alone wasn't nominated for Best Picture.
I kind of relate. Like, this is like the biggest podcast and I have no awards.
Right.
Exactly.
But you make the most money, which is that's your trade-off.
There is that.
And also not to take Barbie down for all of the things that it is good for. But at the end of the day, like, I'm sure Mattel gave Greta an award. Okay. There's an
island.
Yes. Yeah.
They gave her a Barbie island. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, I do agree with the argument that it's hard to nominate a movie for, like, Best Picture and have the director, like it's at least a little odd, or it's hard. What you have to ask what the justification for it is. I don't necessarily disagree, but I could see that argument being like, well, how can you? Yeah. Like, these movies don't direct themselves. Like, how can a movie?
Wait, they're AI. Don't directors say all the time? Don't directors all say? They always go like, "My job is to just step aside, get out of the way."
Tell that to Scorsese. I don't know how he is, but so Ophira, what I'm hearing is that you think that Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie, who some people are saying snubbed, and everybody should just calm down because they're doing fine, and that's what I'm hearing you say.
Fine. Greta is going to get, and they did it. Number one, billions of dollars. It is a little bit weird that Margot Robbie is an executive producer and Greta Gerwig isn't. Anyways, but that's just a side thing. They probably
negotiated that. Margot Robbie could negotiate.
They probably did
that, and Greta Gerwig.
I think Margot Robbie was in the project from the very beginning, and then they reached out and hired
and formed that
Gerwig,
team.
Formed
there you
the team.
go. So
right.
I think they're all going to get more work. I think there's all going to be more Oscar. And as you know, no one gets, Scorsese didn't win for the movie everyone thought he should win for. It's like down the road, you win for the movie. Like you're recognized as a viable product, and then you make a bunch of other stuff that's not as good, and then you win.
Yeah, and you get paid back for it. It's like, sorry, we muffed the first 5 or 10, but we'll give you one for The Departed. How's that?
Let's get now to another issue I want to talk to you guys about, which is comedians. A lot of people are paying attention to this controversy around Cat Williams, and he's gone after a whole bunch of other black comedians. And I say it that way because Dave Chappelle has reacted by basically saying Cat Williams shouldn't have done that, and white comedians don't trash each other. Why are you going after other black comedians? Am I interpreting that right? Is that what I heard? There's a difference of opinion with whether Cat Williams should or shouldn't, the things he actually said, and I didn't pay such close attention to all of it, but I know it ate up a lot of space and content, a lot of people talking about it, and I'm not sure what the comedy world thinks. But my question is, to Chappelle's point about white comedians don't go after each other like this, I'm pretty sure we do. I'm pretty sure we always have, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty ugly a lot. But what are your thoughts, Ophira?
It's so interesting because I was thinking about it. I was like, don't white comedians go after each other? And then I was thinking, maybe it's a little rare and it's a little, whatever it is a little dumb. But I also think there's like, for example, how many people of other white male comedians had a extremely vocal media covered reaction to Louis C.K. and all very few. Why? Because nobody wants to criticize the king, because maybe they won't be able to get work. Maybe they're like, it's all just about people, I think being cowards, but also just everybody who's like, I got to work. So I can't take a side.
Right.
But in this case, I think so. I think Cat Williams is totally getting airtime, and like all he's doing is creating more things for people to talk about. It's almost, to me, strategic.
Christian,
if you've been aware of Cat Williams at all for the past 20 years, like this is kind of
all he does.
It's all he does. Like, you've seen him go hard at like morning radio DJs who get on his bad side. There's a clip of him tearing a female, a woman who's like a morning, on some morning show, and he just goes into her like she murdered his family. Like, and it's brutal, and
he loves it.
But it's funny and it's good. He's really good. I think we're the perfect panel to talk about the black community. And
usually.
Well, I'm asking about, do white Chappelle's like white people to go after each other? That's my specific question. Not the way
I know, but my point that I was going to make before I had to cast aspersions on the three of us is that you can't. This is kind of part of like, this is the battle rap culture. This is the it's
roast.
Much more a part of hip hop culture to sort of call people out and to sort of diss tracks and go back and forth and beefs. And, and that's part of the art form, really. I mean, and there's there's a grayer area between like hip hop culture and black comedy culture. It's very intertwined. And so I think that is part of it. I also think that maybe one of the reasons, and I'm sure somebody smarter than me can verify this or tell me I'm being stupid, is that when a culture doesn't get the attention of the mainstream, they have to sort of create that within their own culture. Do you know what I mean? Like there has to be like that they're kind of used to making their own decisions about who's hot, who's not, who's bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because everyone else is like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. But now that stuff goes wild because of social media, and we're sort of almost interlopers on a conversation that we didn't used to be aware of. You know what I mean? This stuff was all going on 20 years ago. We just would have had no way to know.
Thoughtful, smart Christian, once again. And I just have to say as a side note, I was talking to someone about like Canadian entertainment and what's big in the comedy world. And they're like, one of the biggest shows up here right now is Roast Battle. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen it. What does Canadian Roast Battle sound like? Must be very sweet. Just very sweet. A lot of like, I hope that's okay. I hope that's okay.
It's just like slightly slamming recipes. You put a little too much salt in your macaroni salad.
Yeah, it was too much flavor. Too much flavor in the food.
We appreciated you brought it over.
Don't get me wrong. No offense. Let's stay in the comedy world. Jon Stewart back at the Daily Show. Pretty big surprise. He's there just on Mondays. Also going to be producing it. Thoughts, Ophira?
Okay, so I will say, not me, but my husband Jonathan, when they first started looking for hosts, my husband said, I bet Jon Stewart's just going to come back and do that show. And I said, no, he's doing that show on Apple. And then the Apple show ended, and he goes, he's totally going to come back and do that show. They can't. Why are they floundering so much figuring this out? And I was like, because the network just got sold, and this just changed, blah, 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 and there's reorg. And so his point of view is that this whole thing was strategic. I don't know if I'm going to go that far into it, but I think it's listen, I love Jon Stewart. When he used to host the Daily Show, he's not really coming back to host the whole thing, right? Something like one
just
day
Monday
a week.
nights. Yeah, I guess Monday nights.
I also think, what a fail. What a fail, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Across the board. Like, what a fail.
It's an admission of failure, for sure.
Yeah.
In that,
I mean, it's an indictment on I mean, not to slam Trevor Noah, but it's like if Trevor Noah, if this current iteration of the Daily Show had managed to sort of find its real sea legs, then this wouldn't be a conversation, and it wouldn't be like, oh my God, thank God he's coming back. It would be,
I wonder though if the ratings that the Daily Show with Jon Stewart got if they were saying we can never get back there. Well, of course you can't. It's a whole different media landscape. It's a different media landscape, and he's Jon Stewart. I don't know. Maybe there's
in a way, I think it'll work because the people who are most excited to see Jon Stewart are demographically the people most likely to still have cable.
Firefighters.
You know what I mean? That it's like why would they chase the 22-year-olds who aren't going to be watching television anyway by hiring somebody young and hip? It's like hire someone who the people who still watch television care about.
All good points. All right. Let me ask you one more. And this is very serious, but also darkly funny. In Alabama, the state is killing this convict named, I think his name is Kenneth Smith, today. I don't know. Maybe they already did. And it's crazy because they already tried. And I am kind of obsessed with the story because it's the craziest, most awful thing one can imagine, that you're on death row for a long time. I think he was on there 20 years. He finally gets strapped down to the gurney. They put the syringe in him. He's going to die. He knows he's dying that day for a while. And he doesn't die. The clock was up, apparently, and legally the death mandate, and it wasn't working. And so they had to stop killing him. And now they're trying a new method, which is untried, but it is Alabama and it is in America, which is basically a poison gas mask. So this is loads of fun, but it is very much uniquely American, and I would argue uniquely, some of these southern states, specifically where a lot of people still support capital punishment. But this story is crazy, Ophira. They tried to kill him once, and now they got to try again. Who are we?
I feel like
what kind of people?
I feel like some lawyer out there should find some document that it's like, it says if you can't kill him once, he's got to go free. Like there should be some
double jeopardy
about like, hey, we tried.
Sounds like a premise.
But you should be able to be like,
he shook it off.
You can't actually kill me. I get another. It's called Born Again, and I move on.
Oh, I like that.
Born Again.
And it's like if my pizza wasn't delivered in 30 minutes, I get it free kind of thing. Where it's like, yeah, if you can't successfully murder me, then you got to set me free.
That's it.
There's like
you
very
failed.
few.
I was here.
Think of all the other, obviously less humane ways. No one's ever survived like firing range or hanging. Or the electric chair. I don't think anybody got like electrocuted and then he was like, just shook it off. I'm like, can't kill me. Sorry, you're going to need more electricity than that.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get a whole bunch of people that don't believe in science and they have to deal with some chemistry to kill someone.
That's a good point, too. Christian, I think you're just referring to the Green Mile. Isn't that not, didn't he shake it off?
Yes, yeah, that's what you're right. I was thinking, I thought that was a documentary.
I actually don't know. I don't remember the premise of that film or any, because I'm an idiot. All right, well, I will let you both go, but not before I say I can't wait to see you in Vegas, and I'm excited for that, March 22nd, 23rd. Anything else that you want to plug? New music for olds? Parenting is a joke? Christian, you first.
Yes, please subscribe to my podcast.
Ophira, you first.
Working parents, non-working parents. We have a bunch of people that listen that aren't even parents. They love it. Funny. Pete's been on it a couple times. Subscribe and listen, people.
Christian?
I don't know why I haven't been asked. Oh, yeah, maybe because I don't have any kids. But beyond that.
Isn't it true that you wanted to be on the show so badly you tried to get a kid just for a little while?
I did Children International. I adopted a child in Guatemala.
He sent me a collage of children. It was weird.
I don't think anyone. Hey, this childless 50-year-old man sent me a collage of children. That doesn't sound. It's True Detective season 5.
All right, then. You guys are the best. This was fun as always. Good luck this week, and I hope to talk to you both next week. And can't wait to see you in real life with your actual body.
Woo! Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Well, there you go. There they go. Christian Finnegan, Ophira Eisenberg. Go subscribe to Parenting is a Joke and New Music for Olds right now and say hello to them on social media. Everything, all the information in the show links. And you bumblebees here at the end, I hope you're having a good weekend. I appreciate you listening today and whenever you do. And I hope to see you in Las Vegas. My voice just cracked. Also, sorry about Ophira's audio. I don't know if anybody's still listening or cared about that. I think her earring was clicking on her AirPod and her mic wasn't on. I don't know. I couldn't quite figure out what happened there. Anyway, she's awesome. He's awesome. They're awesome. You are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Have an awesome weekend. Love you. Bye.
I think you're driving wheels and leaking grease. Boy, you better stand up. Stand up. Well, there's a whole lot more of us who know us right. They'll keep right on ignoring us if we keep sitting tight. You got to open up the window to let in some light. You gotta stand up. That's right. You got to rise up. You got to stand up. You gotta stare the devil straight in the eye. We got to let him know it's his turn to go. See it clear and all you hear is a lie. Get up off of your butt, get down off of your fence. Even if it ain't a very friendly audience, well, they'll begin to listen when you start making sense. And you stand up, stand up. No need to point your rifle to defend your town. Just stand up, stand up. You know they can't deny you what you're laying down. Boy, you better stand up, stand up. Show your face of every color, yellow, black, red, and brown. She's the face before we stand our ground, and that's stand up, stand up. Well, the founding fathers saw a land for all. They had to stand up, they had to stand up. They had a keen imagination for a crystal ball, drawing all the plans of stand up. But all they had to go on was the time they were in, with other causes for laws, and since they weren't even sin, they knew that change was gonna come before the change could begin. They had to stand up. All right, they had to stand up. We got to stand up. We got to look the devil square in the eye. We gotta let him know it's his time to go, and make it clear when all we hear is a lie. Why you lying awake wondering where the money all went? It'll be the cost of freedom that'll go unspent. You can see him flee the scene of that experiment if you stand up. Alright, we got to speak up, we got to reach up, and raise your voice in every way you know how. Don't be toes up, you got to show up. Ain't no better time to do it but now. No need to pledge allegiance to no wanton tribe. Rise up, show obedience to the voice inside, and listen well and it'll tell you not to run and hide. It says stand up. Stand up. Ooh, come on, just stand up. Everybody got to stand up in the darkest hour. Stand